feel like I had a strong sense of urgency before, but now I really understand what it means to have a sense of urgency and how you can use that sense of urgency to guide others and to lead others. Before I would have an idea, I would start working on it, and I wouldn't seek input from others. I wouldn't get the resources that I need to make the true changes and seek the long-term goals. But now I understand that there's several components that help urgency along, but I also know how to lead others in the right direction so they can feel that sense of urgency as well.
I feel that as a participant in Reep that I've refined my analytical abilities and even some of my leadership skills. Participating in Reep has helped me broaden my perspectives of many aspects of school business, and I think that's given me the ability to improve my problem-solving skills.
Some of the more practical skills that I developed through Reep just revolve around the idea of organizational management. You know, a lot of times in education, good teachers get promoted to be assistant principals, and then good assistant principals get promoted to be principals. But you never really get to develop or experience training in regards to just organizational management, organizational culture, organizational congruence. And Reep definitely gives you the skills that you need to manage an organization.
Well, I work in an early college high school that's been around for 15 years, and we've been sort of cutting edge and in the reform world, and we felt isolated, quite frankly. And so what I've discovered in Reep is there are really a lot of people out there who are interested in reform. There are a lot of people doing a lot of different things, and the power of Reep, I believe, is bringing all those people together to create systems so that we can go forth and do work in a better way.
Yes, one of the attitudes or mindsets that's changed a little bit with me is just really critically thinking about things. For example, one thing we talk a lot about in education is rigor. And we talk about it and we try and define it, but do we really put it into the context of our organization and how every single thing that we do and all of our work processes, how does rigor fit underneath those umbrellas? We don't really think about that a lot, and Reep's kind of given me the critical thinking skills that I need to be able to look at things a little differently.
I've developed a mindset that we need to make a difference right now. It starts yesterday in our behaviors to look at the way we do the business of education and to improve upon that. The mindset that I've generated as a result of Reep is that every student matters, and every day, every second we have with those students matters. So we need to make those seconds count.
At Reep, we really stress that the difference for our students is having an effective teacher in every classroom. Knowing that has empowered me as a campus leader to look critically at performance on my campus, because that is the only thing that matters to me. Having an effective teacher in every classroom, it's really easy for me to adopt a style of leadership that includes giving constant, effective feedback to our teachers.
One of the leadership qualities that I've developed with Reep is seeing the bigger picture. Taking a step back and realizing that we work in an intricate system that doesn't just involve our high schools, our district, is something really important that everyone needs to see.
I feel proud of Reep. I was performing my duties as an administrator in a blind eye. I was able to be given a task, be given a role, and execute that role with great skill. Since Reep, my behavior has changed in the fact that I'm able to see the bigger picture and ask more appropriate questions to identify how this task or the way we've done business in the past, how that can solicit more improved learning experiences for our students.
I think what I've realized at Reep is that there are a lot of people that are really interested in making things better in education for students, and they're willing to step out and take chances. And the power of the network is, connecting with those people and creating an army, if you would, of change agents to go out and do the things that need to be done, the right things that we should be doing for students.
I think I've learned a lot about myself by participating in Reep. I've learned a lot about my leadership style and how to understand and interact with others. And I've also understand the importance of networking and developing a network of peers and support group.
Some of the specific knowledge I've gained through Reep just centers around team dynamics. We've spent a lot of time discussing team dynamics, interpersonal relationships, things like that. And that is something that is immediately applicable to what I do as an assistant principal. I can immediately take that information back and put it to use when I'm facilitating team meetings and department meetings and things like that.
I think what I've realized is, I guess, being isolated in a school district and then in that district isolated within a school that's very different than the other traditional high schools. What Reep has done for me is given me a much bigger picture, even a global vision that, you know, we're not alone out there and there are people that are willing to do what we're willing to do. And I think I've looked at systems in the past as possibly too big to change, too big to tackle. It happens one person at a time. You don't go into one school with 3,000 kids and create this phenomenal school that's different, leading edge, reform, everybody's successful. You do it with the people that are willing to do it, and those numbers will grow as success.
Being a part of this critical mass of like-minded people. So as I said, we are divergent in our thinking, we're a diverse group, but we all have the same purpose, and that is to improve the learning for our students, narrowing the achievement gap. The commitment to the people, the commitment of the people that I'm with at Reep is incredibly inspiring. I know that we're making a difference.
My leadership skills have changed or improved as a result of Reep in the fact that I'm more confident or knowledgeable in the way we do business in education. I'm better prepared to ask the appropriate questions to try to get to the root of the way that business has been done, whether it's through the budgeting process, how we budgeted, how we planned for the allocation of our resources, to the way we try to intervene for students that need academic interventions. The questions that I've been able to ask have been a direct result of the awareness that I've had through Reep.